So hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you have had a beautiful, beautiful Sunday, Palm Sunday. We are pushing into Holy Week here, as well as many of you are as well. And guys, remember the reason for the season. He lives. Listen to all them crazy turkeys. Gunny. It's always something. But welcome back to the channel. Hope you had a great day. Thank you for being here. If it's the first time that you've ever seen my face on a video, well, honey, welcome to the farm. We appreciate you checking in and hanging out with us. We've got a lot to talk about. First things first, everything's going great. I told you it was going to be a busy week. James is on vacation, so we are really, I'm very, very pleased right now. We've made a lot of headway in the past couple of days trying to catch up on things. Just feels so good to see things getting accomplished and your house getting cleaned up a little bit, whatever. It just makes you go, now see, I'm June Cleaver, you know, whatever. But it's only about twice a year, right? I know it. But listen, everything's going great. So I just want to say I'm going to continue to push to have daily videos for the week. But if I miss a day, nothing's wrong, nothing bad's going down here on the farm. At least I hope not. Just really, really busy. And I know you're busy too. It's a busy week for everybody. So I have a hen, real quick, that's down. She's in my bathroom right now. I feel like I've got her. Ginger will be here in a minute. She came up here to the barn with me, so you'll probably see her. I think she has wry neck. James brought her in this morning. James said, while I was making breakfast, James said, I'm going to go out and let the chickens out and start all that for you and all that. And I was like, oh, I love you, honey. I love you. So he went and did all that. And he came in, he was like, Patara, and he was coming in, he's like, I don't know what's wrong with her, but I think she needs your attention. So I brought her in, and she was cold. So first things first, I wanted to warm her up. You want to warm them up. So I wrapped her loosely into some little towels, sat her in the bathroom floor, and I turned on a little space heater for a while. So I thought, well, that was good. Then I waited, because sometimes, you know, it depends on when and how you find your chickens, okay? And I have found out the hard way that when they are already sick or in distress, depending on what you do, if you do things too quickly, depending on the situation, you can send them into basically like a cardiac arrest. So you have to kind of work with them. So I was sort of like, okay, let her chill, calm her down. She's sitting here, okay. She's she warmed up. And then what I did is I cleaned her little facial area, beak, eyes. She does appear to have potentially an eye infection, so I treated that. Went ahead and treated that with my spray, with a pink eye spray. I call it Vatiricin spray. So I've gone ahead and treated that. Then I offered her some water. She started drinking that on her own. I didn't have to force that, didn't have to syringe that, do anything. So I thought, well, that's a positive sign. And then a couple of hours later, she was still drinking, and, you know, it was decent. She's decent. She keeps tucking her head, not to the side, but she's tucking her head more down. At first, I thought she was trying to kind of, you know, preen and clean herself because she has mud. She must have really gotten down. I don't know if she got down yesterday, because remember we had some rain. We're just now kind of trying to dry up a little bit, although rain's coming back on Wednesday. I gave her a bath. She got a deluxe spa treatment today. She seemed to like it. I'll be honest with you. I think she really enjoyed it. I mean, of course, when you don't feel good, a nice warm bath always feels good. So she didn't freak out. So now she's dried back up. So I've gone and bought, I didn't think I had enough vitamin E or your vitamins for your poultry. So that's how I'm going to be treating her. She is continuing to drink. I offered her some feed 3 times, and it's like she's just not into it. So I've got to watch that. We may have to scramble an egg up for her. But I am going to start introducing the vitamins as soon as I finish this video, because I had to run and get some, because I had just a little bit left, and we had to run out anyway, and I thought, well, I'll get some. Do you know how much a bag of chick starter feed is at our local? I went to Tractor Supply. Who else is open on a Sunday afternoon? My co-op is not, and my farm supply is not. My farm supply store is an hour away anyway. So yeah, I went to Tractor Supply, get over it. Girls got to do what girls got to do. I got a hen to save. And their feed is like $20.34 or 54 cents for a bag. I cannot believe that for chicks. I just can't believe it. Now, I know that some of my quail feed and all that, they can be up to $28 a bag, but that's game bird. But just your basic chick feed, that just blows my mind. That just blows my mind, because back when I started having, years ago when I started raising chickens, and, we only had 4 to start with, it was just, other than the chicken coop and some pine shavings from time to time, the feed was never really a burden on our finances. I mean, even with one income, strict budget, I mean, it didn't impact us that hard. But I sat there and I thought, even if I've only got 4 hens, almost $21 for your very basic chick starter, that is insane. So I'm not seeing prices ease up on this stuff. I don't know what you guys are seeing around in your area. I shop at, like I said, at a farm supply store. Their prices are a little bit better. But the average Joe that just has a couple of chickens, that's not going to drive further out or to the next county, they just want to stop into whatever is local yokel, whatever that is, $20. And they probably don't have a farm exemption, so then they got to put the tax on that too. So you're looking at $22, $23. That is insane. But here's what I want to talk to you about, because this is what I want to call the blame game. And I hope I say this in the way that I mean for it to come across to you guys, for us to talk this out. Because it's getting dark. And I've got wieners and kraut cooking, and I got to take care of this hen. Here's the deal. So I've had a couple comments come through. Now, this is not about me complaining about comments. This is something that I see, that I've seen pop up in the past just 3 or 4 days. There are people that are beginning to panic about not being prepared. It's not a huge amount, it's just a couple, but there were a couple of people that were like, where do I start? Okay. And I try to direct them to that, videos and ideas, and I talk about that often here because every day somebody's waking up. But then I had a 1 or 2 that were a little interesting, and it made me think of how there's going to be people, because remember how the other day we talked about putting the burden down? Meaning, yes, you should always help people, but you don't need to beat yourself up if they're not listening to you, okay? So please understand, this is the 3rd time, or yeah, the 2nd time that I've had to go back and explain this. Not that I'm trying to explain it, because some people just don't get it. They think that I'm trying to just not help people or telling you not to help people. That's not true at all. What I'm telling you to do is to not beat yourself up. But here's what's going to happen, and you may see this in the near future. So I want to warn you about this if you haven't thought about it. Some of these people that you are close to, or it may be some people that you're not that close to. It may just be people that are really self-absorbed. And they're going to start seeing more writing on the wall, or they're going to hit the wall with their own financial situation. And it's the attitude of, why didn't you tell me sooner? Or what am I supposed to do now? Or, like, in other words, the way it comes across is these people either didn't know, and if you honestly didn't know, which I'm sorry to say this, I'm sorry. If you've been alive as an adult, attempting to work a job, pay bills, raise children over the last 4 years of your life, and you have not been able to figure out that you should be doing something to prepare your home or pay off debt, or I don't know, I probably just shouldn't say any more. I mean, where are these people? where are these people's minds? But then for them to turn around and be like really harsh to people like you, like-minded people with like me and you, to be like, why didn't you tell me? Or what am I supposed to do now? Or how am I supposed to do this now? I mean, I just want to warn you that you are very likely going to see some of that as well. I hadn't really thought about it because I told you the other day to prepare to close your own door on your ark. That is your way of, that's my way of telling you to pull it back in. Make sure you've told whoever you need to, if you need to tell them one more time, just to know you did, then be done with it. Because we were talking earlier, James was like, Tara, the old saying, because I showed him this, and he was like, you can't make them drink, baby. You can lead the horse, you can tell them all day long, but you can't make them drink. This is not your burden or responsibility. You may have people in your life that are very manipulative, that are narcissistic, and that have bashed you. I have read many of your comments about this over the past couple of days. Even some of you talk about even like your own mother or your own son just absolutely tearing you down. Well, first of all, those are two different scenarios as far as emotion. But as far as letting your children do that to you, no. Y'all might want to think about that. I don't care how old they are. I wouldn't let any of my sons talk to me like that. No, absolutely not. That's all I'm going to say about that. As far as especially a mother-daughter relationship, there's a lot of different emotions that come with that. But I just want to prepare you for this, because I think you're going to start seeing the blame game. Because they're not going to they're not taking responsibility now for what they are not willing to do. Right? So when it comes crunch time, they have to blame somebody else. So you might be a target for that. And I'm going to tell you right now, go ahead and pony up and expect that, and to go ahead and mentally prepare for that and say, oh no, you isn't. No. We should be loving people. We should be helping people. We should be reminding people, but don't do it to the point where, I mean, how many times are you going to beat yourself up over it? Stop that today. But I am preparing you for the next chapter. And it may be from somebody that you've never even talked to about this before. It may be later down the road, and you try to, console them over a job loss or something bad happening, or they don't have enough food, or I don't know. Then they might flip it on you. That's the way that they're going to try to manipulate you. And that is the last thing that you need to be putting up with, in my personal opinion. In a crisis situation, you have to be standing firm in what you know, what you believe, what you've prepared for, and who you are working with. If this person at this point is not within your inner circle or understands what's going on, remember we've talked many, many times before about, hey, people that are trying to prepare now because resources are becoming very stretched, money is very stretched for a lot of people. We're not going to be wasting our time on people that aren't doing things for themselves. So if you are out there, be watching the people around you. I'm not saying every day and hold it over their heads, but I think it's good for you to keep tabs on what people are doing, because they're going to turn around and they are potentially going to turn around and try to manipulate you. If you want to throw them a bag of beanie weenies and say, be good, that's great. But they've had plenty of opportunity to prepare. Like I said, if you've been alive, walking this planet for the last 4 years, and you don't have a clue that you should be doing something to help yourself, I'm sorry to say this. As I've said before, I'm not sorry to say it. I'm just going to say it. It's deliberate. They're being lazy. Now, if there's people that can't help themselves due to various circumstances, that's different. They are disabled. There's different circumstances. I'm talking about people that you know and I know that have income, that are, decently physically fit. They waste their money on stupid trips or going to the mall or whatever. Everybody, we all have these people that we know, right? Just keep a loose pulse on them and know what they are or are not doing. But in the end, when the rubber meets the road, don't let these people turn around and manipulate you. Okay? Give them a kiss. Give them some good advice. Give them some beanie weenies. But remember, for the majority of these people probably, they've already been told by you. This is why I said the other day, make sure you've got that last hoorah of, I told you. It's not an I told you so. It's I'm telling you one more final time so that I know that I did tell you, so that if and when things happen or come down the pike, when, I don't know, but when they do, I know in my heart, and my husband knows, and my children know, and my mama knows, that I told you time and time again to prepare. Be watching for this, guys. The blame game is coming. Don't take it. Like, subscribe, and share. I appreciate you being here. Hope you're doing well. Have a great and busy week. Do a little bit every day, guys. Just keep doing the things. You know the things. We talk about them every single day here. food, water, medicine, training, praying, being peaceful. Go through your house right now and be looking things over. If you need to be preparing for your gardens, that's coming up for a lot of people too. Do all the things. Every time you go to the grocery store, once a week, or make a point, at a minimum, at a very bare minimum, please make sure you're getting your 5 cans or needed items, 5 at a minimum, and tuck them away. You'll be so glad that you did. Appreciate you being here. Love you guys. Pray, prep, be peaceful. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, okay? We want you here. It's a great community. Beautiful people in the comments section. Great, great people. Godspeed, God bless, and I'll see you on the next video. Come on, Fritz, let's head to the house.